Where the trillionaires, man? What it do with y'all? Welcome back to another video out in this bit. You know what I'm saying? Now, I want to make a very differentiated video. And I ain't gonna sit back and catch you, man. I'm working on my vocabulary out in this bitch because, you know, I'm just gonna tell you what it is. As a young black man, these people, I'm just telling you what it is. You know, people are literally looking at young black men like they are unintelligent, you know, especially when it comes to like vocabulary. So I ain't gonna sit back and cap to you, man. I really do gotta work on my vocabulary out in this bitch. I really have to be articulate. I ain't gonna sit back and cap to you. And I'm really gonna work on that starting tomorrow. But today's video, I want to talk to y'all about, man. Today's video, I might make a video about that, you know, what I was just talking about. But today's video, I want to talk to y'all about, man. It's going to be called Keep Your Mouth Sealed. Now, this is going to be a creative type of video because I made the same type of video on my Word of Visionaries channel about like last year or 2 years ago now. And it correlates to, the reason as to why I'm putting this on a financial channel is simply because, you know, it correlates to, you know, like it correlates to finances as well. And what I mean is excuse me. But what I mean is, like, you know, in order for you to have, you know, basically, you know, when it comes to like, the reason as to why I'm putting this on the Word Trillionaires is simply because, you know, your current reality, you know, you need money to, you know, get the ideal reality it is that you want. So, you know, in your current reality, you're going to be facing a whole lot of things. You might be having obstacles, challenges, and shit like that. So, you know, that's the reason as to why I'm putting this on here. But yeah, man, so keep your mouth sealed. Now, what do I mean by that? You see, I ain't gonna sit back and cap to you, man. I ain't gonna sit back and cap. I found out about this method back in 2019, and basically the reason as to why I was using this method is simply because around the year 2019, I was complaining a whole lot. I ain't gonna sit back and cap to you, man. Real talk. I was literally complaining a whole lot about my life and shit like that. I'm telling you what it is. I honestly did not like my life. I'm just telling you what it is. You know, I'm just gonna admit it. My biggest struggle I used to have was in dating. I could not fucking understand as to why I was struggling in dating on some shit. You know, that was the biggest thing I used to complain about the most. I'm just telling you what it is. You know what I'm saying? Then it was some other things as well and shit like that. It could have been because I was broke. Could have been because I was you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a whole lot of things that could have made me, you know, it could have made me react. And that's basically, you know, well, let me first tell you about what keeping your mouth sealed means. So, when I mean by keeping your mouth sealed, I mean literally keeping your mouth sealed. So, how do you do that? You see, there's a secret method it is that I use. And this secret method that I use, I'm just telling you what it is. I use this method whenever I'm in private, because you know, back in the day when I was in private and shit like that, right? I used to always talk to myself. I'm just telling you what it is out in this bit. Real talk. I used to always talk to myself in private, like when, you know, I already know for a fact people do this shit. I'm telling you what it is. Here go people, right? You know, people behind closed doors. Man, you don't know what people be doing out this bitch. They be on some weird ass shit. I'm speaking from experience. I'm just telling you what it is. Then in public, right? In public, you be acting like you all good and shit like that. Knowing good and well, you look, man, when you in private, you be raging. That's all I'm trying to say. But point I'm trying to get across is that's what I used to do. So I was raging so much to the point, I was complaining so much, or venting so much to the point, I had to shut my own self the fuck up. I'm just telling you what it is. And basically how I did it was, there was a secret method it is that I was using. And you know, I plan to use it again starting tomorrow out in this bitch, simply because I found it coming back. But the secret method it is that I'm using on some shit is I was using something to cover my mouth. That's why I'm telling in the video, keep your mouth sealed or keep your mouth covered. Because it is extremely important for you to keep your mouth sealed, covered. You know, basically, it's important for you to do that while experiencing life on this earth. I'm just telling you what it is. So like, you could use anything. It could be with I'm telling you, look, man, let me use some examples. You know, I'm just going to tell you what it is I use. I found me like a, you know, you got to be creative, and you got to be open-minded with what it is I'm talking about too. You got to be creative, like, you know, just like, you know, find something whatever it is that's going to help you to cover your mouth and seal it completely tight. If you're a person that's complaining a whole lot, if you're a person that talks to yourself and shit like that, this video is for you. I'm just telling you what it is. So, like I said, man, just cover your mouth, whatever it is that you can find. Cover your mouth and keep that mouth sealed, like completely sealed. Keep it extremely tight. I'm telling you what it is. Real talk. Keep it extremely tight, so much to the point that you cannot speak. And the reason as to why I'm talking about this is simply because, you see, look, man, you create the type of reality it is that you live in. And what I mean is, look, man, it's very important for you to live life on mute. And what that means is, when you're living your life on mute, you're basically letting life flow as is. You see, let me use an example right quick. Whatever it is that you might be complaining about in your life or some shit like that, right? Basically, what most people do, I'm gonna speak from my experience. But what I used to do was, I used to complain about the things it is that I wasn't, that I didn't like about my life and shit like that. So, whatever that was going on, I used to complain about it. I'm just telling you what it is. You know what I'm saying? And basically, when you're doing that, right? Little did I know, I was creating more situations that, that was similar to what it was that I was complaining about. When in reality, what I was supposed to do was keep myself on mute. And that's basically what it is I'm talking about in this video. You got to keep look, when it comes to living life on this earth, you got to keep yourself on 0% volume. I'm telling you what it is. Or you just got to keep yourself on mute, because I'm telling you what it is. There's going to be point of times where things in your life just happen for no reason, or you just can't make sense of it. I'm just telling you what it is. There's going to be point of times in your life where there's going to be outcomes it is that you do not want to have happen, but it's going to happen regardless if you wanted it to happen. I'm telling you what it is. But this is the reason as to why I'm saying you got to keep your mouth on mute. You got to keep yourself on mute. You got to keep yourself silent, because like I just said, it's going to be, and look, man, I made a video about this like 2 years ago. I said, what makes you think living in a world that is crazy, what makes you think you ain't gonna be crazy alongside with the world? I'm telling you what it is. Man, please, you're gonna go crazy. Look, man, the world is our home. I'm just telling you what it is. So like I just said, if the world is crazy, what makes you think you ain't gonna go crazy on some shit? I'm just telling you what it is. But that's all it is I'm talking about in this video, man. You cannot go crazy, because when you do that, what's going to happen is you're going to attract more craziness. I'm just telling you what it is. So that's why I'm saying in this video, you got to keep yourself on mute. You got to keep your mouth on mute. You got to keep yourself silent. You got to find something find anything, duct tape, I don't know, an old sock. I'm just thinking of some examples of some shit. But the point I'm trying to get across is, find something that's going to make you seal your mouth extremely tight. So tight, so much to the point you cannot speak. Because what's going to happen is you will no longer react. And that's the thing. What you see, so let me just keep on saying that right quick. You will no longer react to life on some shit. So, what I was just saying earlier, here you go. Let's say you're using this method that I'm telling y'all about, right? And so let's say you had an outcome it is that you did not want, or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It could be with anything. So here you go. You had an outcome it is that you don't want. But since you're not reacting to that situation now, right? Since you're not reacting to it, what's going to happen is you're not going to care. You're not going to react to the situation. You're not going to want to look for your ideal outcome, because you don't now you're so living in the present, because now you're not reacting to the outcomes no more. And that's all it is I'm trying to say, like, because a whole lot of us, I'm gonna just speak from my experiences and some shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you what it is. Like I literally just said earlier, we all want our ideal outcomes when it comes to anything. I'm just talking. Look, man, my biggest struggle I used to have was in dating on some shit, and I know a whole lot of people can relate. Here you go. First time, I'm just telling you what it is. Here, let's say you had a crush or something like that, right? Here you go. You had a crush. And none of us like to get rejected by a crush and shit like that. But what happens 99% of the time when it comes to a crush? Most of the times, you never get your crush or some shit. That's why the word crush is crush. It's supposed to crush your ego on some shit. But the point I'm trying to get across is, so when your crush crushes you on some shit like that, right? Then what's going to happen is, here you go, you're going to get all heartbroken, you're going to get all mad, you're going to start complaining, you're just going to be butthurt. And then, you know what I'm saying? Here you go, you just being all butthurt and shit like that. When in reality, when the point I'm trying to get across is, if you were to use this secret method I'm telling you about, if you were to just kept yourself on mute and shit like that and not react, if you would have done that, then you would not react. And so point I'm trying to get across is the same things still could happen even if you're using the secret method. But what it is I'm saying is, you will not react. And that's the thing. Most of us, we react to reality. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, we don't like when things do not go in our favor. I'm just telling you what it is. Real talk. I'm telling you the game. So, because I'm gonna tell you this, man. Reality is very harsh in some shit. Reality is on the extremest difficulty. And most people, they don't want to hear that. They don't want to accept that. So, what most people do is, you know what I'm saying, they might use substances, they might daydream about that ideal life and shit like that. Or, the S word that rhymes with do it, Daf. I'm just telling you what it is, because they don't like the harsh truth of reality on some shit. I'm just telling you what it is. But what I'm trying to get across, if you do not react to reality, if you do not react to whatever is going on, then thing is, you're not going to feel butthurt about it. And that's all I'm talking about. That's all it is I'm saying, man. So, and the reason as to why I'm putting this on Word of Trillionaire as a financial channel is simply because, most of us, when you are in the process of living out your ideal life, right, or attaining your ideal life, you're going to go through the struggle. I'm just telling you what it is. I'm just speaking from experience, man. I'm almost at a point in my life. Where I borderline made it. I'm telling you what it is. At this point in my life, man, all of this I got to do is manifest all of the money it is that I need, and then I'm going to live the life of my dream. I'm just telling you what it is. But before all of this, though, I went through the struggle on some shit. I'm just telling you what it is. Real talk, man. It was addictions to this I had to overcome. Rejection it is that, that I didn't want to have happen, but still happen. Or, maybe, couple of job opportunities I had and shit like that, good job opportunities, don't have them no more. I'm just telling you what I basically, and other personal things as well and shit like that. But I went through the struggle on some shit. I went through the mud. This is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen when you are in your current reality. You're going to go through your story on some shit. But what I'm trying to get across is, what most people do is they do not like the story it is that they got. They're going to react to the story it is that they have, simply because, they don't like the story. So they're going to complain about that story. They, let's say they're broke. They're going to complain, oh, why am I broke? Or when it comes to dating, oh, well, I can't get no girls. They're going to keep on complaining because that's what you're supposed to do. But what I'm saying is, how you glitch the system when you no longer react to the system. And you just accept reality as is. And that's basically all it is I'm talking about. All of this I'm saying, man, basically all of this I'm saying is accept reality as is and some shit. That's all it is I'm saying. But most people cannot accept reality because I'm speaking from experience. We don't want to accept reality because it's too harsh and some shit. So, like I said, most people complain, daydream, all the extra ass shit, when in reality. So, like I said, the secret method it is that I'm using. The secret method it is that I'm using. All of this that I'm doing, man. All of this that I'm doing is like I said, the secret method it is that I'm using. I'm about to get heavy. I'm about to really use it tomorrow because I found it coming back to me, man. That's the thing. When you find something, man, you got to keep on applying it for the rest of your life or some shit. I'm telling you what it is. So, but basically what I'm gonna do is, I got me my own creative way to keep my mouth sealed, man. I'm just telling you what it is. Got me my own creative way to keep my mouth sealed extremely tight. And I'm not going to react to life. Because when you do not react to life, then you're going to accept life as is. But if you keep on reacting to life, then you're not going to accept life as is. And then here you go, you keep on seeing things do not go in your favor, but yet it's still going to keep on happening, not in your favor. And it was another example that I made on my Word of Visionaries video. I made the same exact video, you know what I'm saying? But I remember it was this example I used, right? It was a very dark example and some shit like that. But the point I was trying to get across is like, I don't even want to say it no more because I elevated. But but point I'm trying to get across to you, I'm just telling you what it is. I know we all heard that term, like, Judgment Day. Yeah, I'm just telling you what it is. Or when God hears when God plays the trombone and stuff, like, basically when it's time for God to come back, you know what I'm saying? If you're a believer in that, stuff like that. But point I'm trying to get across it. Y'all seen that movie 2012? Just search up the movie 2012, and basically that's what I'm talking about. And point I'm trying to get across is, what I said in that example was, I said it's going to be a whole lot of individuals when they see that shit, right? It's going to be a whole lot of individuals, what most people would do in that situation. They're going to be screaming. They're going to be like, no. I'm telling you, this is what I'm telling you. Look, man, you about to have the D word that rhymes with tie. I'm just telling you what it is. What you think is going to happen? What you think you're going to do? You're going to be crying for help out in this bitch. I'm telling you what it is. So that's what most people would do. When in reality, even if you were to have done that, right? Even if you were to have cried for help, even if you didn't want that to happen, right? Point I'm trying to get across is that shit still happened on some shit. And that's all it is I'm trying to say. All it is I'm trying to say is, look, man, so point I'm trying to get across is another reason as to why people don't like to accept reality on some shit is simply because, like I just told you, most people, they don't like to accept reality. You know what I'm saying? So, since they don't like to accept reality, right, they always try to, they're going to try to find ways, like, they don't want to accept it. They're going to try to find ways to not accept reality. You know what I'm saying? So let's say something didn't happen, right? Didn't happen the way that they wanted to, right? Here they go, they're getting all mad and frustrated and shit like that. But at the end of the point I'm trying to get across is the same shit is still going to, so here you go, right? Basically what I'm saying is whether you want something to not happen and it still happens, that's what I'm talking about. It's still gonna happen on some shit, whether you like it to happen or not. That's reality. That's all I'm talking about. Real talk. So let me use that example right quick. Let me see if I can find something like this person right here on some shit. I'm just telling you what it is. Look, man. Look. I really wanted that car right there to be a Lamborghini or some shit. I'm just telling you what it is. But at the end of the day, that wasn't a Lamborghini. That was just I don't know what the fuck that was, like a Ford. I'm telling you what it is. Real talk. Or let me use another example. I would love to be driving a Ferrari right now, but I'm not whipping a Ferrari. I ain't gonna show you the car it is I got, but it ain't Ferrari though. I'm just telling you what it is. But point I'm trying to get across is, or I really want it to be sunny right now, some shit. I'm telling you the game. But it's not sunny right now. It's cloudy out in this bitch. It's nighttime. I'm telling you what it is. But point I'm trying to get across is, whether you like to have something go the way it is that you want it to go, and it's still not going the way it is that you wanted to go, that's what I'm talking about. It's still going to go the way reality wants it to go. And that's all I'm trying to get across. That's all it is I'm talking about. Whether you like to have something happen in your favor, at the end of the day, what does reality do? And that's all it is I'm talking about, man. So if reality, so let me use a Dane example, right? This is like the easiest example I can use. Here you go, right? Like I said with the crush example earlier, here you go. You in your mind, you was thinking like, oh, my crush is gonna give me her number. Oh, my crush is going to ask me out. Or my crush is gonna be my girlfriend. Or if you're a female watching this, my crush is gonna be my boyfriend. I'm just telling you what it is. You having all these fantasies in your head. You having all these thoughts in your head. I'm just telling you what it is. This is what you're doing in your mind. You having your own ideal type of outcome of how you want things to be. And then when you really try it in reality, right? Let's say you ask your crush out in reality on some shit. what happens? What happens 99% of the time? We do not get the crush it is that we want. So, like I just said, what I'm trying to get across is, you know, here you go. You want it to go a certain type of way. You want it to go the way it is that you want it, but what does reality do? It does not go the way it is that you want it to go. And, you know, here you go. You could cry. You could get mad, cry, complain. This is why people feel heartbroken after a rejection, or, you know, when things are not going in their favor. You know, I'm just telling you what it is. Here you go. You getting all mad, you getting all frustrated simply because it did not go the way it is that you wanted. But at the end of the day, look what happened. It did not go the way it is that you wanted, even after you was complaining. That's all I'm talking about. So let me go back to that Judgment Day example. I'm just telling you what it is. So let me go back to that example, right? Let me go back to that example on some shit. And basically with that example, right? Like I said, you know, when it comes, like I said, you know, if it's true on some shit, they say God is coming back on some shit. Like I said, the movie 2012. If that were to happen in real life, what most people would do, you know, they'll be crying, ask for help and shit like that. They'll be screaming, help me, I don't wanna. The D word that rhymes with tongue. I don't wanna. I'm telling you, this is what people are going to do. But guess what? At the end of the day, when it's your time to go, it's not even just with that. It's just life in general. Because we all got a due date on some shit. I'm just telling you what it is. I'm telling you what it is. We all got a due date. So the point I'm trying to get across is, shit, you know, it could be at any time out in this bitch, whether you like to hear that or not. I'm just telling you what it is. So when it's your time to go, oh, I don't want to, and it's still your time to go, guess what? It's still going to happen. And that's all I'm talking about. That's what reality is. It's when things are going to happen regardless if you want it to happen or not. That's all it is I'm talking about. So since things is going to happen, since things are going to happen whether you want it to happen or not, point I'm trying to get across is accept it. And how do you accept it? You accept it by not reacting to it. Because when you react to it, that's you not accepting it. That's all it is I'm talking about. That's all it is I'm saying, man. So, you know, like I said, man, starting tomorrow, man, for me, man, starting tomorrow, I'm gonna do the secret method it is that I was doing back in 2019, and it helped me out a whole lot on some shit. I'm telling you what it is, and I'm really about to start using this shit again tomorrow, because like I said, I seen it coming back. Here I go, I was complaining about, you know, when things not going my way, or why is things happening the way it's happening. Look, man, like I said earlier, man, this is reality, man. Whether you like regardless if you want it to happen or not, look what still happens. That's all I be talking about, G. That's all I be saying, man. So I'm gonna keep my mouth sealed out in this bitch. So I highly advise you do the same or some shit. But I think I got my point across, man. Real talk. So I'm gonna put this on my Word of Trillionaire. So, but yeah, man, if you like this video on some shit, stay tuned for some more videos, and we out. Tease up.